let's have a straight talk. How is it that a Putin-loving, neo-Nazi, white nationalist is all in our government? How does he get his fingers so deep in our pockets? Well, we've got to thank the felon in charge for that. And we also have to thank the Trump supporters that voted for him, and most importantly also the people that did not deem it necessary to vote. You're just as guilty as the MAGA people are. Well, we had 2 tragic plane crashes. Felon in charge tried to say it was because of DEI. But let's get the backstory. Mike Whitaker was forced to resign out from being the director of the FAA. Why? Because Musk owed $600,000 in civil penalties because he failed to get all the license requirements doing 2 launches in 2023. Then he turns around and launches this last rocket that exploded in the air. Mike Whitaker shut down his space program, told him he couldn't launch another thing until he paid the civil penalties and made sure that safety measures were in place. Well, the musketeer didn't like that, so he goes running to the felon-in-chief. The felon-in-chief bends over, kisses Musk behind, and they get rid of Mike Whitaker. In fact, they actually gutted the FAA. But they're not going to tell you that. Waters on Fox is not going to tell you that, because if the truth smacked Jesse Waters in the face, he wouldn't know who it was. The policeman would ask him, "Jesse, who hit you?" "I don't know. I didn't really recognize him. I never seen him before." "You wouldn't see him, know who he was in the lineup?" "No." "Well, did he say anything?" "Well, he only said, 'Jesse, you don't know me,' but pow, he hit me right in my face." All right, so planes dropping out the air. So now Musk decides he wants to get into the Treasury Department payment systems. David Liebert is over that. He's a career civil servant, overseeing 1 billion payments that the federal government makes every year. He told Musk, "No, you have no authority to be into this system." What does Musk do? He runs to the felon in charge. The felon in charge bends over and kisses his behind, and they get rid of David Liebert. Now, Musk and all of his so-called Doge people have access to all the payment information for the United States government Treasury Department. And what do you think they're going to do with it? They've got to get the money for these tax breaks from the rich people from somewhere. I guess it's getting ready to come off of our back so they can see who they can cut off the rolls. And this Doge committee, whoever heard of that? It's not an official department. It's not in the government legislation. Congress didn't approve it. Who gave them the right to have a make-up department? Men should be jumping up and down screaming about these travesties. But no, you know who's facing him, this tyrant head on? Women. Women. When Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris ran for president, you didn't want them. They were women. You didn't say anything when Trump put these flyers out indicating that they only got where they got by doing sexual favors, and said that if Kamala goes into meetings with other heads of countries, they would have their way with her. But you didn't hear Fox or any of them tell you about him simulating oral sex with microphones at his rallies, did you? Now, who's sex obsessed? Then we got Jasmine Crockett, who's a fiery one after him and the Republicans. And we got poor, meek Reverend Buddy, who tried to talk in a civil, loving manner. But what happened? 21 Republicans and one representative called for her to be censored, and one even wanted her deported. I guess they never heard the Beatitudes before, so they didn't know how to take Reverend Buddy. But then we got Liz Cheney, Tanya Chutkan, Fonnie Willis, not to mention all of those women who came out and said, yes, Donald Trump sexually assaulted me. Even when his supporters threatened them and talked ugly about them, they stood firm because they knew what he had done. And the latest one is Phyllis Fong, a USDA Inspector General. Guess what? She made them come and get her out of her office. She didn't go willingly into the sunset. That's who's fighting this tyrant, us women. And I bet now you wished Kamala was in that White House, because a day under Trump is like a week, and we got 4 more years of it. So, have a nice day. If you agree with me, hit the like button. Take care.